Hello again. Today I thought I would give a quick demo of how to set up your workstation in a way that is quite good to use and I quite like to use. So I'm just going to start off by showing you how to create a couple of templates and then maybe applying those templates across all the other charts you have open, and also synchronizing time frames, removing objects, and a few of the scripts that I've made available on my website. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have a clean chart here, the Aussie dollar, and I'm going to set up a template of the basic expert advisor without any additional criteria. All I'm going to do is enter my username and my license key. First thing I do then is to go to left in the navigator pane and I grab the zone trader. I'll actually drop it on the chart. Here we open the parameters box by default. What I can do is to move it to so I can enlarge it and see everything very clearly. And here we have two entries, form username and the license key. So what I will do is open up the license key file I have. I'm just going to cut and paste that into the license key field. And before I say OK, I will just save. And I will call it demo no criteria. Save that. OK. That will apply the license key, and you can see it's working because it tries to refresh the zones, it draws these lines, and then finally it comes up with these trend indicators, daily pip movement, and a happy smiling face on the zone trader 1.02 in this instance over to the right. So you know that license key is working fine. Now I'm going to save this default settings as a template so I don't have to enter the license key and username every time I use the EA. So what I generally do is there's a clear object script I have on the forum. I'll just drag that on there and that will get rid of all the lines that's on the charts, just leaves his comments at the top. And then I'm going to say from the templates menu, save template, and I'll call that the same thing, so demo no criteria. Save that. Now what this means is I have a template available in the menu now. Whenever I select that, we'll just apply the criteria or the default criteria to the chart and draw the lines accordingly. I can flick through the different time frames and you can see the different zones in the different colours. Now it will refresh every now and again. And when it does that, it does take up a little time, so you may have to wait before you can change time frames if it's actually doing that. So there we go, and now we can change time frames again. So I'll bring it back to the hourly chart to start off with. Okay, so just to show you that we can do that for any other chart now. If I add, let's say Aussie CAD, drop the menu down, and we're going to say demo no criteria. Again, authenticate user OK, refreshing the zones, give it a moment, and there you go, you have all your zones drawn in. So that's a quick way of setting up a template so that you don't have to re-enter your username and license key every time. Of course, you may want to change the parameters and set up a second template which has some criteria set to filter the zones or how you want the auto trading to work if you're going to do that. So what we'll do is we'll open up the parameters, and let's say we're going to have a bias set. So bias can be set on the higher time frame, let's say, and we're going to say we don't want any more than one retest. Any zones with more than one retest should be displayed, and we want to continue to show historic zones because they can be used for targets, so we'll put that to true. Do that, hit save that as demo with criteria 1. Save that, OK that will apply the criteria. Click through, see that there's not so many zones now. For example, the H4 is going to be dependent on the day chart, which is down. So we've got these 2 supply zones. This is a historic zone, so that's why it's shown, because that can be used for targets. If we were to exclude those historic zones by setting this value here, exclude historic zones from filter to false. Okay, then we would only get the supply zones. Demand obviously, daily obviously follows the weekly, which in this case is up, so we get demand zones. Monthly is down, so on the weekly chart we should get supply zones only. There you go. Okay. So what we're going to do is save this as a second template. So again, I'm going to clear all the objects. I'm going to say file, save templates, save demo, with criteria, save. Now I select that, and it will bring back those zones again. There's the weekly supply zones, H4 supply zones, M30 demand zones. That's based on the H4, which is up, which is why I get demand zones. So there you go, we've set up a couple of templates, one without any criteria, and one with some criteria that we selected. Now obviously we can set up any number of templates we want. We only want some for longer term trading, we may want some for day trading, we may want different strategies, we may want some with trading turned on and some with non-trading, some with stops turned on, trading stops turned on. So there's a whole variety we can do. It's just a case of deciding what you want and how you want to set it up. Now the one last thing I'm going to show here is a script I've also made available on a website called Apply Template to All Charts. This is available so that we can, once we actually define the template, we can simply apply that to all the charts we have open. So here for instance I have a lot of charts open. I've got the Aussie CAD. What I do is I just use my default, clear that template, use my default, clear the Aussie dollar one that I had to set up to start with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the demo with criteria, which is the third one down. So default is 1, demo no criteria is 2, demo with criteria is 3. So remember it's number 3. We say apply template to all charts, set the value number 3, then OK, and that will go away and apply the selected template to every single chart you have open. Obviously this takes a little bit longer because there's a lot of processing to go and a lot of charts to work through, so we just have to give it a minute just to work through this. If you've got a reasonably good computer, PC, it shouldn't take that long. At the end of it we should see the zones appearing as we want. So in this case we've got the bias for the higher time frame applied, so this is why on the 1 hour H4 is up, and so we've only got demand zones. We look at the other pairs as well, we've got exactly the same template applied. So that's a really quick way of applying a template across all of the charts you have open. One last thing, actually, just to quickly show you, I also have a sync time frames script. All that does is to allow you to quickly get every single chart to be showing the same time frame. So let's say we want to show 30-minute. I can change this one to the 30-minute. Drag the sync time frames onto the chart, and all the others will go to 30-minute as well. Maybe you didn't see that. I'll just change a couple of these to something else just to show you. I'll go back to a 30-minute chart. So now we've got a daily here, 15-minute here, let's make that weekly. Come back to 30-minute. Sync time frames, drop it on. Now they're all 30 minutes again, so that's pretty useful just to get everything in line if you're just focusing on a particular time frame. Okay, that's all for now. I'll be back soon. Thanks very much.